Okay, hi everyone. Hope everyone is rejuvenated, caffeinated from the break and ready to see something amazing. So, I'm Janhavi, he is Paul. Uh, we are both software engineers. We both work at Thunkable. And this is our third Blockly Summit. And this is the first one where we are giving a presentation. And you can call it like a Blockly Summit debut of Thunkable. And hopefully, we'll have many more presentations. Okay. And for our debut, we are going to go one slide behind. For our debut, we are going to talk about creating Thunkable apps with blocks and AI. And before we go into it, a quick show of hands. How many of you know about Thunkable or have used Thunkable? Oh, that's quite a few. Thank you so much. And for those who haven't, I hope our little presentation here will show you how powerful Thunkable is and will give you an opportunity to try it out, maybe. So who are we? So Thunkable is a blocks-based programming platform, and you can use us to make native mobile apps. 3.5 million creators have used us, and they span around 184 different countries. And we have been around for almost a decade, and we are here for all your no-code development users. A little bit more about Thunkable. We can see from the image here that in other text-based platforms, you have to type a lot in order to create mobile apps. But in Thunkable, you're able to drag and drop components on the designer and then snap the blocks together in order to create mobile apps. And the apps are fully native, so they are not wrapped inside of a web wrapper, and you're able to publish them to the Google Play and the iOS App Store. In addition to that, you can deploy them on mobile web, so anyone with a mobile device can access them. And also, we have native functionality, so you can use Bluetooth, camera, and sensors in your app. And you can also extend the functionality using JavaScript. So I'll give it to Paul now to talk more about AI and blocks. Welcome, Paul.
Cool. So I guess the thing we want to get across today is really how to use AI and blocks to be able to build things inside of Thunkable. So with AI, you can actually build things within the app experience. You can also use AI to help you build projects. And really, we view blocks now more than usual as a way to be able to visualize what you have inside of your app. With AI within the experience of your project, I mean, there are a few pieces of functionality we have. One is image and object recognition, so you can have your phone kind of recognize things that are in the world around you. We now have new functionality to add chatbots, so you can actually converse with OpenAI. You can tell it to be a historical figure from the past and talk with someone who's dead. That's probably not the best way of putting it, but someone and be able to see from their perspective at the time. Another feature we have is voice recognition. So you're able to talk to your device and then it's able to act on it based off of the blocks that you have inside your program. So the other thing that's also fairly new is we have AI to help you build your apps. So instead of starting with like just a purely blank slate, we have a template generator. So you're able to tell it what type of app you want it to build, and it'll have something to kind of get you started. In addition to that, when you have that project, you can actually use prompting to be able to actually modify that project, be it adding content or images or other things on the screen. And then lastly, we have contextual AI chat support. So actually understand like what's inside of your project to be able to help you to get to whatever that next step may be, to solve bugs or to get ideas for what else you may want to be able to add to your app. And lastly, we have blocks to really help you visualize what's in your project. As we mentioned earlier, with some text-based solutions, it could be like really difficult just to be able to have a camera open up, handle all the permissions that you're going to deal with the phone. And with our blocks, you simplify it really just to one block. It takes your picture, and you're able to use that output somewhere else. Like all these other blocks solutions that we have with Blockly, you avoid kind of their syntax errors with semicolons and curly braces. And then almost almost more importantly, you have a way of live testing your apps. So as you're building it, you can actually see how it's going to be operating in real time. So let's kind of put these concepts together with a demo. Obviously, we're not crazy enough to do a live demo, so we will talk over a video that we know what's going to happen. So here we actually are starting out with our AI template generator. Since we had hot dogs yesterday, we figured out let's do one on the history of hot dogs. So we're going to just say create like a one-screen app with the timeline of the history of hot dogs, because why not? So it'll actually think and generate our template. This would figure out what's going to be on the multiple screens. It'll generate the images for us. And then after that, it'll save it and then turn it into a normal Thunkable project. And here we have our history of hot dogs. Why not? So it acts like any other Thunkable project. We can add a new screen. By default, it's white. So we can actually type in a prompt to actually change the background color of this second screen to match the first. And it'll know what that is, and then it'll changes it to yellow. So let's add some content. So let's say on the second screen, we want to list the 5 steps necessary to make a hot dog. With a bit of thinking, it will create 5 steps. Why live demos are not happening. But I guess we just have the label. We kind of want to have like a header to kind of match the other screens that we have. So we'll say add a header to the second screen. And mostly what I wanted, but I didn't really want to overlap that text. So instead what I'll do is I'll go off and ask it to change the steps to be like separate labels, and also to have the labels not overlap. And then after doing that and thinking for a bit, and it's actually a lot easier to tell it to do this than me dragging out 5 labels and putting it in, and it's able to go off and do that, which is pretty useful. So we see that we have this kind of timeline data viewer that has like these dates and these descriptions. In Thunkable, we have data tables where I have like a timeline that it was able to create with dates and what happened. But that's like way too long to be able to have inside that small data viewer I have there. So I'm going to ask our prompt to be able to actually change in our data that date, just to have the date, the year there, and not have the description. It's able to update the data table, and then we're able to actually update what we have inside of our data viewer. So with this, you've kind of seen how we're able to update components and our data within Thunkable. And Janhavi will explain how we can start thinking of how we can change blocks.
So now that we have this amazing project telling us the history of hot dogs, what can we add more? So let's say we want to create a functionality where if we have an object in front of us, we can click a picture of it and recognize if it's a hot dog or not a hot dog. So let's create a new screen, add some components. Yeah, we need the image component, the button, and a label. So let's wait for it to do that. And then we have this awesome AI prompt. So in the prompt, we'll ask it that create blocks for us, given we have the button, label, and image, such that on clicking the button, I need to open the camera of my phone, take a picture, and then set the label text to it's a hot dog or not a hot dog. So if you navigate to the blocks tab, these are the blocks that we get. So all the blocks are from our Thunkable directory, and it says that there's an event block for button click. We are setting the image picture to the photo from camera. Then we are having an amazing if-else block where we get the description of the image from the picture and check if it contains the text hot dog, and then set the label text. So now let's see the functionality live, because Thunkable we can test the app live. So I clicked on the button, I have the sample hot dog image. Unfortunately, it didn't have a live hot dog. And yeah, it says it's a hot dog. Now let's try with something else. My favorite, a cat. And then the label text will recognize it's not a hot dog. So yeah, this is how we can make a very simple project with AI. And yeah, you can make it as much weird as you want. So in summary, in this project that we made, we have used AI with our app to identify whether an image is a hot dog or not. We have used the description block of our blocks in Thunkable. We have used AI to build our app using the AI template generator. And also, we have edited the project and created the functionality. And we have used blocks as an easy way to visualize how our app works. That's it from us. Thank you so much. Any questions? We were 100% clear, Paul?